How can you add the last refresh time to a report and make it work in desktop and when it's refreshed online? I'll show you how. Let's go. So the idea is here that you want to have a small little box, not one this big, but a small little box in the corner of your report or something, so that when the data is refreshed, just click refresh now, the end user knows when it was last updated. Okay. You should probably also add a latest transaction date as well, because the two are often different. Just because it's refreshed doesn't mean the data's up to date. So you can do a list.max on a column for that sort of thing. But here we go, I've just refreshed and we've got a couple of different methods of doing this, okay? And then this one, sort of the most common one, and one I used to teach as well, with the local now plus duration. This method works when it's published, but it doesn't work when it's on desktop. It's out by 8 hours. This is the right time now when I'm recording this. So how do I do it? Okay, well, you start off by going into transform data. And you start with a blank query. New query, blank query. Control-Shift+ just to zoom in a little bit. All right, so equals now. Right, that brings up date time local now, which is the local time on your computer when you run this. Okay, once this is published to powerbi.com, your report is then saved on a Microsoft server. All those servers are set to UTC 0. So when you refresh it, if you're anywhere east of the middle of the world, or I say the middle of the world, the UK, sort of UTC 0, you left or right of that, your time's going to be wrong, essentially. So date time local now, maybe not the best one, but let me just show you. So date time local now, open the bracket, press enter, and there it is in a horrible format. Okay, you can change it by clicking on the to table button. There we go, and this is local now. And you can change this to a date and time. All good. So this is the right time now, but when I'm in Perth, which is UTC +8, so when I publish this report and refresh it, that time will actually be 8 hours ago. So the hack is to go back to the source step and add on the duration of 8 hours. So plus hashtag duration. Okay, open the bracket. 0 days, 8 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Press enter. And then if I click on the change type step, it's now showing 8 hours ahead. But when I refresh this online, it'll work. So, you know, it was never a happy place. It was either right in desktop and wrong online, or the other way around. So it's a nice, easy solution. Okay, we're going to go back to the source step. We're going to change this to UTC. Okay, so date time zone UTC now. This is the one to use. Okay, open the bracket. So that'll default to UTC time, so 8 hours ago for me. And then to add on 8 hours, I could do the plus duration. Little trick, plus hashtag duration trick again. Or this one, okay, you can actually add on, if you search for time zone, okay, there is a DateTimeZone.SwitchZone. I saw Rick DeGroot do this. Check out Power Query How as well. Okay, here we go, bring up Power Query How. This is powerquery.how. Okay, and there's lots of nice little, this is a really good resource for learning Power Query. Okay, and also Rick's done a little video if you want to adjust for daylight savings. So BI Gorilla, go check it out. Really good. Okay. All right. So if I go back into my Power Query here, so I want to change this. Sorry, time zone, switch zone, and I'm going to do the shift shuffle. Don't know if people remember this from earlier videos I've done, but I want to wrap that in brackets. So I go Shift down, Shift 9, which is open bracket, and it puts the open and close brackets for you. I click the tick. Okay, or sorry, I've got to go to the end and put a comma and tell it how many hours I want to switch it by. So 8 or -8 or -5 or whatever your time zone is. Okay. Right. So this is switched. Then I convert it to a table. Okay. So we're saying it's 4:12, which is correct. That's the time with me right now on the +8 time zone. So then we've got local now, which I'll just change to last refresh. Okay. Insert step, and I'll delete this change type, and then over here I would recommend choosing DateTimeZone. Okay, there we go, 4:13. I can load this now as my refresh date time. Excellent, and I'll close and apply. And then from my visual over here, give it a tick, and you can turn it, here it goes, just appeared up here, and I can turn that into a card, and obviously make it a bit smaller, and get rid of the label, and you've got a refresh time. So if I publish this, okay, this is now published, saying 4:13. If I go across to my workspace, and I go and I refresh this report, here we go, it's refreshing, job done, and I go into my report. Sometimes you have to refresh the browser as well. There we go, it says 4:14. Okay, working nicely. So there you go. Do you use that method? Have you come across that switch zone before? I'd never really known it was there. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next video.